Happy New Year, everyone! Cassie and I hope you all had a restful holiday and were able to get in some good quality time with family and friends.
Yes, Happy New Year, everyone. We are starting 2023 off with some big changes to the way that real estate is bought and sold in our province, many of which you may have already heard about. We're going to be going over these important changes in this video, and we've also included some of the finer details below, as well as some additional links to resources. And as always, we are always available to discuss if you have any specific questions as to how any of these new regulations may impact your real estate plans this year.
Firstly, let's discuss the newly introduced home buyers rescission period, which is specific to our province alone. As of January 3rd, all buyers of residential real estate in BC will have an unalterable right to a 3-day rescission period on any accepted offer. So in the event a buyer exercises their right of rescission, a fee of 0.25% of the purchase price will be payable by the buyer direct to the seller. It's important to note that this home buyer's rescission period is different from the other due diligence subjects clauses that most buyers will still be wanting to include in their offer, like the standard, of course, subject to financing and inspection clauses.
Yeah, and this regulation applies specifically to residential real estate, so any commercial transactions are exempt. Also exempt are any properties on leasehold land, whether they be for residential or commercial purposes. This point is of particular importance here in Kamloops, case in point, properties up in Sun Rivers.
Yes, and as an additional point to highlight is that this 3-day rescission period specifically includes only business days, so not including Saturdays, Sundays, and holidays. These are all important points we want to mention as a piece of awareness, although this new regulation is in essence another out for any buyer wishing to back away from their offer. We do anticipate that most buyers will still be relying on their other due diligence clauses to either confirm their purchase or cancel their offer if the property is not acceptable.
Yes, and then the other regulatory change that applies to all of Canada is the ban of foreign home buyers for a 2-year period for all residential properties. While we don't see many foreign nationals buying properties here in Kamloops, as we would in markets like Vancouver or Toronto, this change is likely to have some trickle-down effects on property values here in our local market.
And another important change is something that we've already covered in our previous updates, but one that we think is important to mention again. Strata-type properties and the corporations that govern them are no longer allowed to ban rentals or apply age restrictions. This is certainly big news.
Yeah.
The regulation, however, does not change strata's abilities to limit ages to 55 plus.
Yes. And lastly, we will begin to receive property assessment notices any day now, if you haven't already. Generally speaking, values have gone up drastically in some cases. It's important to remember, though, that the assessments are based on the market value as of July 1st, 2022, back when the market was starting to soften from its peak.
So while it has been generally expected that a property's market value should be higher than the assessed value, we are currently in a changing market, don't forget. So rising interest rates has had a lot to do with fewer home sales and the number of listings that are on the market for longer. We do expect this year will bring a more balanced market, so that's super good news for anyone looking to buy. But back to the assessed value on your property, the changing market conditions means it's no longer safe to assume that your property's market value tracks exactly the same or higher than your assessment.
And as a final note, it's also important to understand that increases in property assessments do not automatically translate into a corresponding increase in property tax. So if your assessed value has gone up, please don't panic.
And if you are planning on making any moves this year, please reach out to us sooner than later so we can discuss what your property's true market value is to aid in your planning.
Yeah. Thanks everyone, as always, for watching. We really appreciate your time. And as always, we're only a phone call, text, or email away.
Thanks for watching, everyone.
Bye.